Hi, I'm Hannah Howard, the editor-in-chief at ParentCo, and I'm so excited to be here today with Beth Benike. She is the founder of Busy Baby, and I got to meet Beth at an event we hosted a few years ago in Atlanta, and now we're reconnecting online, and I'm so excited to have her here to share her story with us at ParentCo. Beth, take it away, and please start just telling us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah. Hi, Hannah. Good to see you again. Yeah, I am Beth. I am the founder, CEO, CFO, CMO, and usually janitor at Busy Baby. I am a mom who invented a baby product. So my son just turned 8. Can't believe he's 8 already. It goes so fast. But after he was born, when he was a baby, my girlfriends took me out to lunch and they brought their babies. And the entire lunch was spent with me just a huge distraction. Like we're constantly picking up all the things they're dropping on the ground, all the things they're reaching for on the table. And so after that lunch, I had an idea for a baby product that would be a placemat, a clean place to put their food when you're out to eat. And then it would have these tethers that you could attach their toys to, so the toys wouldn't end up on the ground. That idea went from something that I cut and glued together and just used myself and my best friend, who had a baby right after me, and then it turned into a real product because my friend forgot it one night and she said, "Oh my God, I forgot your mat thingy." And I didn't realize how useful it was until I didn't have it. You should make that for real. But I was just working a corporate job. I was a mom, a new mom, and working a 9 to 5 job, and I wasn't sure how to do it, but I ended up figuring out a way to do it. I got to go on Shark Tank with the product, the Busy Baby mat. And then my brother quit his job and he joined me in the company. He's a dad to 4 kids. So between us now we have 6. And we've extended the product line in the last few years. I think even since I talked to you last, Hannah. So now we have 8 different products that are all interchangeable. And the point of everything is to keep things within reach and off the ground, at home, and on the go.
Amazing. Can you tell us a little bit? I know your product is a baby product, but I love to hear also about how parenthood and mom life has impacted your business and maybe vice versa.
Yeah, I mean the products we developed as we kind of experienced things with our kids. And now our kids are all past the baby stage, but we have one product we call it the bottle bungee, and it's a bungee strap you can use to hook around your bottle or your sippy cup and attach it to your wagon or your stroller. I use it now in my son's soccer bag with his Gatorade, so that his Gatorade just stays attached to his bag. So products turns out are useful beyond baby life. But what's incredible now is our kids are old enough to help us in the business. So they come to the warehouse, they fill orders, we put them to work. And they love it. They have so much fun. They build robots out of all the cardboard boxes, and it's just really a total family affair.
I love that. Recently, you and others have faced pretty significant challenges with increased tariffs on Chinese imports. Tell us
Yeah.
what's going on, how this is impacting your company, and the difficult decisions you've had to make.
Yeah, it's really heavy and it came out of nowhere. We had a little bit of a rough time the last couple of years, and things are finally really starting to pick up for us. So within the last 6 months, we got picked up by Walmart and Target, so that we're in both of those big retailers, which that's a huge, huge milestone for a very small company like ours. We have 5 employees. We're very, very small. And I got an award this year from the Small Business Administration just a few weeks ago. They named me Minnesota Small Business Person of the Year. So things have really, really been looking up. We're really excited about everything that's happening. I bought a plane ticket for myself and my 8-year-old to go to DC to get this award in a couple weeks. And then the tariff announcements came out. I think it was April 7th, and that hit hard. And the reason it hit so hard for us is in order to get into Target and Walmart, I had to buy a lot of inventory for those stores, and I have to pay for all that inventory up front. With our regular online sales, if you bought something from my website, I get paid that day. With Target and Walmart, you don't get paid for 45 days after each shipment. So even though I had to pay for enough inventory to support them for at least 6 months, they're only paying for a small part of that, and they're only paying for it like later. So right now, to get that inventory, I had to get loans. And in order to get the loans, I had to leverage my house to get the loans. And now with these tariffs, we have product that's ready to come to the US. sitting there, and I can't afford to bring it to the country. It's $158,000 worth of product, and it's going to cost me $230,000 to import it. So we don't have that kind of money, which means we can't bring it in, which means when I run out of what's already in my warehouse now, I don't have any more revenue coming in, which means I can't pay my employees, I can't pay myself, I can't pay my loans, and then I could potentially lose my house. So it's it's a tough situation right now.
I mean, it sounds incredibly tough. Um, I know you went, I heard you talk about this on the Daily, the New York Times podcast. So I know you've been sharing your story. Tell me
Yeah.
what the response has been like from your community and people who have heard it and how that's looking and how that's influencing where you're going from here.
Yeah. I mean, there's been two kinds of responses, and I'll spend like a second on the first kind of response because it's the people who say, this is your own fault. For some reason, there's an assumption that I voted for Trump. I didn't. Just to be clear, I did not vote for Trump. But people are saying, you voted for Trump, you deserve this, or you make your products in China, you deserve this. My products can't be made in the US. There's not places that will do it for us. So China was the only place we could start, and our factories are wonderful. The other kinds of responses I'm getting are so heartwarming, so helpful. So many people are just reaching out saying, "I'm so sorry this is happening to you. This is not fair. You're a veteran. You're like the American dream to have an idea and make a company out of it and have a family business. Like it's so unfair." And it feels good to know that there's those people who like understand that this sucks and just give that kind of support. And then there's people all over the world who are reaching out saying, we know some distributors in Canada. I know a distributor in Australia. Actual distributors in other countries are reaching out saying, we're happy to sell your products here in our country because, there's babies everywhere. So we're now kind of like taking the moves on learning how to do international distribution.
Wow. Yeah, as a veteran, an entrepreneur, a mom, I feel like you're by definition someone who's resourceful and innovative and creative. Um, so yeah, what's your hope for what's next? I mean, I know it's been like so much uncertainty, so much stress, so much hardship. What is it? What are you hoping for?
Well, I hope the tariffs go away. I've been working with my local representatives who are going back to Congress next week, and we've proposed that anybody who's a registered small business with the SBA, with the Small Business Administration, should be exempt. If the goal of the tariffs is to bring manufacturing back to the US, small businesses like mine aren't going to be the ones who are able to even do that. So why punish us? Why put us out of business when we can't even come close to accomplishing that goal? So that's what we're going to fight for at the Capitol. Hopefully it goes away. These tariffs, if they stay in place, will ruin Christmas. Like this is the time when everybody's supposed to be doing their Q4 production, and nobody's producing right now. Everything is on pause because it's not going to be cost effective. No one's gonna be able to afford the cost of the products if we bring them in with these tariffs. So, 80% of our country's toys come from China. That's where the manufacturing is, and they do a great job. So we'll see what happens. I hope they go away. I know Walmart is actually talking to the president today. Um, so Walmart's got some pull, and I hope they go away. If not, they don't go away. We're gonna expand globally and become a global brand and bigger than we ever thought we would have ever done if this hadn't happened. It's our only choice.
Anything parents can do to support you or businesses like you?
Gosh, distribute our products for us overseas. I've actually had a lot of outreach from other baby brands. Actually, one of my direct competitors reached out to me this weekend and she said, I already sell in 30 other countries. I'm happy to share my distributor list with you. I'm happy to share my contracts with you so that you can see how that works. Prior to starting this company, I didn't know how to do any of the things that I have to do. I didn't know about product development. I didn't know about selling online. I didn't know anything about marketing. I've had to learn everything along the way. And this is just one more thing I'm gonna have to learn. And it's so amazing that I have other organizations reaching out to help mentor me and hold my hand through this process. So that would be the biggest help is help me figure out how to take this brand global.
Amazing. And any advice you have for other small business owners dealing with this situation?
My biggest advice to everybody, I'm trying to implement this myself and it's quite hard, is to focus on your mental health. Do not let the stress of the unknown eat you up. Go for a walk, get in nature, find whatever it is that makes you feel good on the inside. If it's spending time with your kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews, going to the park and just playing, like sit on a swing set and swing. As a grown up, stressed out over life, just swing and look at the clouds and take a little time to step away from this really, really hard situation, and have faith that everything works out how it should.
Thank you. Those are really wise words. I appreciate them. Thank you for your time, Beth,
Hmm.
for your wisdom
Yeah,
and being so open and courageous and vulnerable. We appreciate it.
yeah, it's tough, but we're all in this, so we got to support each other. Thank you for having me and letting me, talk about it.